What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay, aka Marv, with another Thursday night live. Hope everybody's doing well. On tonight's live, we're gonna break down the biggest WWE moments of every single week, from SmackDown to Raw to NXT. This week is stacked, especially with Royal Rumble hype. Let's just jump right into it. Like I said, we've been talking about the Royal Rumble and everybody that's supposed to do debut. We've been hearing things about Powerhouse Hobbs already joining WWE, most likely signing the contract. We've been hearing Chris Jericho returning to WWE. We just recently was announced Tommaso Ciampa leaving WWE. Don't know what the future holds for him. It's going to be TNA or AEW or New Japan Pro Wrestling itself. But we know that he's definitely departed with WWE. And it's like, what's next for him? You got TNA. And it's like, in a way, if he was to go with TNA, it's like he's still part of WWE. Then, of course, you got New Japan Pro Wrestling, and then you got AEW. I don't know. It's crazy, though. On SmackDown, I got my notes right in front of me. We got Cody Rhodes declares the Royal Rumble fresh off losing the title. Cody won at 0 time. He stepped up, grabbed the mic, and officially entered the 2026 Royal Rumble. The crowd went crazy. But at the same time, it's like, is it going to be for the same thing? Like, excuse me, what was the point of having Cody lose the championship to basically have him win the championship again? I don't know. It's like, what was the point of that? I feel like if that was the case, then you should have definitely had just Jacob Fatu interfere and basically have Cody win the match by interference. But I don't know. It's not making any sense. I just feel like if Cody does win, we're gonna get the same storyline. Nothing against Cody Rhodes because he's been a great champion. 159 days as champion. You can't take that away from him. But at the same time, it's like, what's the point? What's the point of taking the championship for him to putting it back on him? It's like, nah. I don't understand that. That's just me. Then of course we had Jacob Fatu attack Drew McIntyre. Drew barely had time to breathe as new undisputed champion before Jacob Fatu stormed the ring and destroyed him. This feud is about to get violent. I agree. It is about to get violent because at the end of the day, like, it kind of seems like Drew McIntyre was the one that attacked Jacob Fatu. It's looking that way because in reality, when Jacob came out, he mentioned Cody, but it's because Cody mentioned his name first. So results for that, we're gonna have Saturday Night Main Event this Saturday coming up. It's gonna be Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu, excuse me. And as I speak, I'm excited for that match because it could go either way. I feel like it's gonna favor Cody in a way, but at the same time, you can't forget Jacob just returned from an injury, which is looking like it was Drew McIntyre that caused the injury. So it's like, what's next? What's next for Jacob and Drew? I feel like if they do create a feud between them two, I just feel like it'll be a perfect time in a way to have Jacob win the championship. Like, I feel like Jacob does belong in the main event, My man's no joke. Let's see what ringside got going on as we talk about the feud. Then, of course, the brawl between Cody Rhodes and Jacob in the back, and then in the ring. It basically ring in the ring, and it headed towards the back. Everywhere these two tore the arena apart. Their fight was so wild, WWE booked them for Saturday's main event, which I just finished mentioning. And as of speaking, I'm excited for that because, like I said, I feel like it's not really the first time, second time I have to say. My memory is a little blurry because I feel like I seen them fight once, and I believe that was it. But I could be wrong. But I do like the fact that it's going to be Jacob back in the picture right away with Cody Rhodes. And even though it's not for the championship, but it also has a good look on Jacob because it could build him up to be a main event, WWE superstar. And I'm not even saying that he's not, but it could put him in that category. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could be champion. And I can see Jacob as champion, man. Jacob is a beast. He's a beast. Yeah, what I mean? I like his whole gimmick. I like the fact that he's like straight gas, no brakes. It's like he don't care. He don't care who it is. who's in front of him. As you can see, Drew McIntyre is a big dude, and Jacob Fatu don't care. He's just like, we're gonna go for it. And that's exactly what's going on. I'm over here talking, and I just realized that I don't even got my mic connected. But thank God that my computer has a automatic mic built in. But I just realized it, and I'm like, really? But I apologize because I stepped out before I went live. Went to get some groceries because we have a big storm heading our way. I'm in the Massachusetts area for those of you that don't know. And we got a big winter storm coming this weekend. And we had to go get some groceries because they're talking about, at first it was 5 to 6 inches. Now they're saying 1 foot, 2 foot. Before you know it, we're gonna be looking like Russia. I got my sled ready. All I need to do is go get some Huskies. Nah, but it's getting crazy. This weather's getting crazy. Like, all jokes aside, I'm not trying to sound like the weatherman right now because but this weather's getting crazy. Like, I don't know, because at the same time, it's so hard to determine what's real and what's fake nowadays with all this AI stuff. So it's like, when I see these pictures and videos of Russia with snow, I'll be like, bro, if that was to happen here, I don't know what the I don't know what I'll do. Like, seriously, I don't know what I'll do. I don't know if I will be okay. Like, think about it. Like, I seen a video of them. They dug a tunnel to get to the gym. I'll be stressed. Like, the other day, I was walking to work, and early in the morning, because I work early. I work what, 7 to 4. So I'm walking to work, and it's like 6 something in the morning, and it was slippery and snow everywhere. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this is not even this bad, and I'm over here sliding everywhere. I could imagine if I was in Russia, I'd be crying. And it's crazy because I work in the dairy department in my job, and I deal with cold weather all day. So not only do I walk in cold weather, when I get to work, I'm back in the cold weather. So it's like, ah! And it's like, oh man, does it suck? Especially my age. I'm 42 years old. And I'm starting to realize that every little injury that I have from when I was younger, football, baseball, especially a lot of football. I played a lot of street football when I was younger. Big stocky kid, felt unstoppable, passed me the football. I was running through everybody. Of course, anybody, like, but man, now, oh my God, all those injuries, concrete, hitting skin, you know, yeah, I'm starting to feel them, especially in the cold weather. It's just like, oh my God. But yeah, another match that actually I was excited for, and I am excited for, is the 4 huge qualifying matches we got for the winners advancing in the Fatal 4-Way at Saturday Night's main event, which is Randy Orton, Trick Williams, Trick It Ain't Easy, Damian Priest, and Sami Zayn. And I'll be completely honest with you guys. I feel like this is automatically favoring Sami Zayn. I feel like the way it's going, and my prediction is, in WrestleMania 42, I predict that we're gonna get a new champion. Is it no? Excuse me. I'm getting ahead of myself. Because I'm thinking about WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia. So it would have been cool. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It could happen either way. I could see Sami Zayn winning the Fatal 4-Way and advancing for, um, main event against Drew McIntyre. And I could see Drew in a way dropping the championship to Sami, because it'll be something that Sami basically wanted. He got. He's safe for a long time now. That he's gonna be champion, and I feel like it'll be a perfect time because every time Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre fought before, I think Sami Zayn is 0-3 against Drew, and I feel like it makes perfect sense if it'll be Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Undisputed Championship. and Sammy finally gets that win over Drew and beats him for the championship. I just feel like it'll be a good storyline. I could be wrong, you know. It could be going a different way. Another person that I haven't forgotten about is LA Knight, and I'm completely off script with this one. LA Knight, that's my guy right there. As you can see, the vest is right behind me. Yeah. And honestly speaking, like if LA Knight comes back for the Royal Rumble, which is the 31st of January, I'm excited. I hope they bring him back, and I hope he wins the Royal Rumble. I would love to see LA Knight finally become champion, whether it's world heavyweight champion against CM Punk or undisputed champion against Drew McIntyre. But I would love to see my guy LA Knight right here, the megastar. Yeah, I would like to see my guy finally be WWE champion or WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Like I said, like when I met LA Knight, and I believe he was the United States Championship champion at the time. I met him in Fanatic Fest in New York, and me and him had a brief conversation. I had a good conversation. I basically told him, like, I was like, listen, I can't wait for you to be champion, man. Like, and he was like, of course, in character, didn't give nothing away, but he was like, one day, and I'm hoping that one day is soon because he deserves it. I feel like the way he stands out, just recently he gave what, 25,000 or $20,000 to a charity for kids, his own money. It's not like it was from WWE; it was his own money. He did that, so it tells you the type of person that he is, and that WWE should really like consider and pick up on. Like, okay, look at this guy. He's doing things like this without us. He did it on his own. You know, I feel like it would just be great. At the end of the day, whatever he does outside the ring and inside the ring just shows you why he deserves to be champion. Look what he did, like I said, so far in the ring. At like 43 years old, he's a year older than me. And the fact that my man could jump to the top rope and do a suplex, and I'd be like, bruh, like, props to you, brother. Because I look at stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I'm agile myself, but I'd be like, nah, I'm not trying to do stuff like that. At work, don't get me wrong, at work, I'll be bugging at work. I'll be going ham. But yeah, Raw. Raw delivered two big title matches and European crowd. CFN Bálor, honestly speaking, that was an awesome match. Marvelous, excuse me. I always say awesome, but I really mean marvelous. Against Finn Bálor, this was a pay-per-view level main event. Yes, it was. Bálor hit the coup de grace, Punk kicked out, and finished it with a GTS. Belfast was loud. Definitely Belfast was loud. Honestly speaking, I want to Finn Bálor to win the championship. Nothing against CM Punk, because I love CM Punk. That's my guy. That's my guy right there. And like I said, like that match between Bálor and Punk was marvelous. Like it was sick. Like it was so fired up between them two that I was more hyped when I heard the whole Finn Bálor song, the old one with the demon. I was like, nah, don't tell me we getting the demon. And when he came out regular, I was like, I was really hoping we would have got a demon slash Judgment Day version, purple and black. That would have been sick, but it didn't happen. And honestly speaking, I think if it would have happened, Bálor would have definitely beaten CM Punk because it was like, okay, I'm fully committed. I'm back as a demon. Judgment Day colors. I'm gonna win the belt tonight. I was like, but you could kind of tell when the whole promo between Liv, Roxanne Perez, and Rodriguez and Finn Bálor himself. Finn looked determined, but at the same time, he looked upset because he probably knew that he was home. He wasn't going to win the championship. And he said, tonight is my night, and I'm not leaving without it. And, the fans was hyped, but I don't know. It was kind of hard to believe, And like I said, as much as I wanted Finn Bálor to win the championship, it didn't happen. But shout out to CM Punk for being, a class champ and basically showing Finn Bálor some love and, even gave him a hug. But yeah, I like that, between them two, like it was classic, You don't really see that a lot. A lot of these young upcoming wrestlers just want to beat the fuck out of you and leave you there and make a name for themselves. Like look at my man Braun Breaker. I love Braun Breaker. Don't get me wrong. I ain't trying to talk about. I ain't trying to talk about him because that's my dude. Oh man, don't play. He don't care who you are. Look what he did to the. Look what he did to the boss. And honestly speaking, talking about that situation with Paul Heyman, and he keeps talking about, oh, you get a phone call, or do you say, are you doing this because you got, I feel like he's trying to indicate The Rock for some reason, because if it's not Triple H and it's not Nick Khan, like, it's just things that I think about. He kept throwing that out there, like, do you get the phone call, and that's the reason why you're gonna bring Braun next week, and blah blah blah. I feel like The Rock is gonna come up in the storyline for some reason. I don't know. You know how Paul Heyman is. He has ways to pull strings, and he like to throw in directs because he's a man of, I don't know. Paul Heyman is the worst, but I love Paul Heyman. I love the way he is in the storylines with WWE and wrestling itself. And I like the fact that he also don't like the Unreal series. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say I don't like the WWE Unreal series in Netflix. I do, but part of me don't, because it's like you're giving away a lot, of the company, the secrets and the things that keep us fans into, like, locked in every week, and to have some wrestlers say, like Chelsea Green herself, even though I feel like she didn't mean it like that, but she kind of threw it out. She said the fake, this is fake, and I'm still going home to my husband, and I have to remember that I have a great life. And in my head, I'm like, damn, you just said fake, like, I don't know. I thought about that earlier when I was watching it. I was like, that's crazy. Like, how you gonna just throw the F word out there? Like, but this is fake, and I have to remember, and this, it's part of the show. And I get that, it is part of the show. If you gotta drop the championship, yeah, it's part of the show. And I'm not trying to talk shit about Chelsea Green, because I love Chelsea Green and I love Matt Cardona. They're a great couple and they're great wrestlers. But I don't know if she meant it towards that, but at the same time, it was like kind of talking about that and then throwing that out there and then talking about something else. Kind of confused. I was like, man. But yeah, like I said, the match between Bálor and CM Punk was definitely loud in Belfast, especially being the Finn Balor's from there. Then, of course, we had Becky Lynch retains the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Maxine Dupree. She put up a fight, honestly speaking. Maxine Dupree did put up a fight, but at the same time, it's like she pauses a lot. Maxine Dupree, she still is I'm not gonna say great, but good, upcoming, rising wrestler, and she's doing her best. And I give her 100% props. I'm not a wrestler, so I'm not gonna say, hey, like, I could do better. I wrestled before when I was younger, but I'm 42 now. I don't know what the hell I could do now. I haven't tested myself in a while, so I'm never gonna go there. But anyway, like I said, I give her props. She's doing her thing, but she pauses a lot. She's trying to be real careful, and it's like, I get it. You don't want to hurt nobody that you're performing with, but at the same time, it's like, make it look a little more like, you know. But of course, like I said, Becky retained against Dupree, and it's because Natalia interfered. And I kind of had a feeling when Natty, and I'm like, Natty's there, she's gonna come out with her. They find out they're gonna have a storyline that Natty's gonna switch up on her, and that's exactly how it went down. I'm not even surprised. Becky opening to retain. Then of course we had Gunther challenges AJ Styles. And honestly speaking, like, who didn't see this coming? Of course, But at the same time, so soon? Like, we already know AJ Styles said he was gonna retire in 2026. We know this. But the year just started, bro. Like, you should have given us fans a warning, like, yo, it's coming on this day. Like, you just yo, I was watching that the other day and I'm like, nah. There's no way that he's already gonna retire. The year just started, bruh. Like, you could have retired on SummerSlam. You could have retired WrestleMania for, like, if that's how you want to do it so early. But it's like, bruh, the year just started. You about to retire Royal Rumble? Like, nah, I'm not having that. Nah, because it's like, check it. Say for example, right? Their match is the beginning match of Royal Rumble, and they're supposed to come on the Royal Rumble too. So that means if AJ loses to Gunther, he can't come out in the Royal Rumble. So it's like, you know, and it's like if they have the Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble first, and then have their match mid, it's like it makes no sense. I don't know. Like I don't know how they're gonna do that. But at the same time, it's like we already had John Cena retire, December 13th, and that was, as a fan, it was sad. Now we're gonna have AJ retire the Royal Rumble. Like, come on, bro. Like, it seems like WWE is trying to get, well, more like TKO. I have to say it's TKO. It seems like TKO is trying to get these wrestlers that are getting older out sooner, so these upcoming stars could just take off. That's what it seems like. If you guys seeing Unreal, it kind of self-explanatory with the whole Seth Rollins and being a visionary and Braun Breaker being pushed to be the future, and then you got Bronson Reed, and then you got Logan Paul. So it's like all these upcoming stars that are young are being pushed faster because it seems like these guys are going to carry the company for the next 20, 30 years. So it's like, damn, I feel old. I feel older every day. Every time I see, like, I seen this thing today on Instagram where it shows Stone Cold Steve Austin when he was younger. Boom. Then they show him older. They show The Undertaker when he was younger. Boom. Then they show him older. Then they show the Triple H when he was younger. Boom. Then they show him older. And I'm like, damn, I'm getting old. And it's like, to be a fan for 30 plus years, like 35 years, I have to say, or more, 36. And to see all these wrestlers that I grew up, idolizing and, wanted to be like when I was a kid. And, recently we lost, the immortal Hulk Hogan last year. And then, it's like, damn, it's like, it shows you how, life is real. Bret the Hitman Hart right here. But yeah, like I said, it's just crazy. It really is how fast, things go. It's like me, like, I raised my two boys. And my boys are already 21. My oldest son is 21 years old already. And my youngest son's about to be 19. My daughter's about to be 5. I'm like, hey, like the years just go like this. Crazy. Raising my boys, I was like, at least I got these years to look forward to with my boys and raise them. And it flew by like this. Instantly. Flew by. But yeah. What else I was talking about? Like I said, the Gunther, Gunther demanded a rematch. And honestly speaking, like, it wasn't even Gunther demanded the rematch. It was more like AJ demanded the rematch. And Gunther was just like, nah. But Gunther switched it up and was like, if you put your career on the line, because I seen it. And it was like, think about it. So AJ called his wife. I guess the wife was like, yo, beat his ass. Don't let him punk you. AJ was like, yo, I accept the match. I feel like what's going to happen in this match, though, I could be wrong. And these are early predictions. Next week on the 28th, the 29th, we're going to predictions for the Royal Rumble. So be ready for that live. Whoever's here watching right now. And whoever's new to the channel, welcome if you're new to the channel. But yeah, like I said, next week, it's definitely going to have predictions for the Royal Rumble. But I just feel like what's going to happen is AJ's going to win. Gunther's not going to be happy. We're going to get another rematch. Or I could be wrong. It could be the final match of AJ Styles in 2026. And he's ending the year like that, No warning for us, no nothing. It's his life. And he's just doing it his way. Could be wrong, But at the same time, it's just crazy. If we do get AJ Styles to retire this in 2026. You know what I'm saying? You got the song They Don't Want None. They don't want none. But you over here running scared? Let me stop. It just not gonna be like, yo, don't play with me. I don't know. It's just crazy, you know, to have AJ Styles, a man that mentioned what a month ago, yeah, about a month and a half ago, that about thinking about retiring in 2026, and then here we are in January, and possibly January 31st could be his last match. It's crazy, you know, it really is. But yeah, like I said, AJ must put his career on the line. Royal Rumble just got even bigger, and it is true. Royal Rumble did get bigger with that match. Then of course we had NXT. NXT was all about momentum and ladder match qualifiers. Ethan Page retains against the North. Ethan Page retains the North American Championship, which honestly speaking, I was surprised. I thought Ethan Page was gonna drop the championship and then move to the big roster. That wasn't the plan. He defeated Elio Lefleur in a strong opening match. Honestly speaking, it was. Then of course, this is hard for me to pronounce. Shiloh Hill, I believe if I got. Oh yeah, I said it right. So Shiloh Hill for the. He beat Josh Briggs, but Tony D'Angelo attacked both of them afterwards. Which honestly speaking, I was like, kind of makes sense because D'Angelo wants that title and he wants to be in the picture. And ever since Obafemi dropped the title, seems like Tony D'Angelo's out the picture. So it's like that should have been a triple threat. Shiloh Hill, Josh Briggs, and Tony D'Angelo to see who qualifies for the number one contender. And being that Josh Hill, excuse me, Shiloh Hill is an upcoming star in NXT, kind of like a slap in his face, you know, like who's this punk coming in now and he's already a number one contender for the championship. So I don't blame Tony D'Angelo for attacking both of them. Then of course we had Shawn Legacy qualifies too. Legacy defeated Eli Knight to secure his spot. Then of course we had Projects gets their Vanity Project gets their first win. Brad, I don't like these guys. That's the reason why I'm like Brad Baylor, Ricky Smokes beat Chase U. Big moment for a new team. Which yeah, it is because you know, like I said, I'm not really a fan of these guys. Like not hating. I'm not trying to sound like a hater. I'm not trying to sound like a hater at all. But I'm not really a fan. You know, like just feel like they are definitely on some preppy shit. And oh my goodness, the camera was just like not agreeing with me. Sorry, you must be on that preppy shit too, mother flower. Like, what's going on, camera? Like, are you okay? Like, am I gonna have problems with you right now? Like, you know, don't act up. We was doing good, but yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just crazy. I just hope that the Royal Rumble is a good one. And let me show you guys something that we got in this week. It finally came in. If you guys haven't seen my Instagram and seen my posts, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you have, then you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Tops now for these official WWE cards. And of course, this card right here, I was kind of getting a little bit of worry over this one because I was like, I pre-ordered this card like a month and a half ago. Like, what's going on? Why they haven't given me no information on it? Like, you know, the man is going on. Literally, like right after he retired, I pre-ordered this card because it was already out, and it took a while to get here, but it's finally here. Here we have John Cena's final match. We got CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. The ring, put in the shoulders. That's the last show champion. Honestly speaking, I was hoping I would have got a nice John Cena autograph card. Didn't happen. Not mad. But you know, it would have been nice. I got a couple of these now. But this one right here, come on, man. John Cena's final match. It was a must. It was a must. Got the back covered with the little, foam, so it could be nice and protected. Put it back in the case. And above them, I usually write what they are, so that way I'll keep track. So I'm gonna put John Cena final match. Sad face, because it was a sad day. But yeah, John Cena's final match from Tops Now. Shout out to Tops once again for this sick card. I love collecting cards, especially if it's anything with wrestling. I got some cards that I had laying around earlier that I was like, I'm always finding stuff when I least expect it. I got some cards here that I basically not that I forgot about. So here I have MVP. I'm coming. Here we have Mace. The Hardy Boys. Jeff Hardy, excuse me, I meant to say. Selena Vega. Drew McIntyre defeated MVP. Current undisputed champion, Drew McIntyre, baby. My guy right there. And of course, we got Dana Brooke. Shout out to Dana Brooke. Along with the company, I believe. Then we got Angel Garza defeats Cedric Alexander, excuse me. I believe Angel Garza is now part of AAA. Tag team over there. And of course, here we have a sick card, which is the Usos of the New Day. Defeat The Miz and John Morrison, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode. And here we have Drew McIntyre wins the Royal Rumble match 2020. And here we have King Corbin, court stands, tall over bloodline. Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin, man, he's a chill dude. I spoke to Baron Corbin when he first debuted. Not first debut, but I would say when he first started with NXT. We spoke briefly, and he was a chill dude. Like I said, man, nothing but respect. Nice as dude. Grandfather. And basically Vietnam and veteran and his grandfather love, and he reached out in 9 words for my grandfather. He would definitely appreciate that. Like I said, I'll never forget that, I mean, the fact that he wasn't up there yet, but he got up there and he showed what kind of dude he was just by reaching out to me, a random dude, just because I said some kind words about it. It meant a lot. I'm sure, he's showing the respect that I did for his grandfather. It meant a lot to him, too. But shout out to Baron Corbin, But yeah, let me see. Saturday night's main event, we got a fatal 4-way for the #1 contender. I'm hyped to find out about Saturday night's main event, honestly speaking. I already told my girl, I was like, listen, not for Saturday night's main event, but for the Royal Rumble, you're going to make some Nacho Supreme. So I'm excited about that. And it's funny because also on the Royal Rumble, the same day as the Royal Rumble, is my daughter's birthday. So I don't know if my mother got plans to do anything with her, but if she comes by, we're definitely going to, do something for her. And my daughter loves wrestling, so Royal Rumble and wrestling, baby. I mean, birthday and Royal Rumble. Let me stop. My daughter, she's a good kid though. She comes here and she's at home where I'm thinking about getting her something that I seen, and it's like a little personal trampoline. but it has the thing in the middle. And I know it'll be good for her because it'll keep her entertained. So I was thinking about getting that and put it in her room so she could just chill. But I know it'll probably make noise too. So I'm like, should I get it? And if I do get it, I will have to get mats for the floor so that way it doesn't make noise and the neighbors don't complain. And if she does fall, she doesn't bust her head. Even though I have carpet, but it's just me as a paranoid father because my daughter, she is something else. I love my daughter with all my heart. She is something else. So I love the fact that she loves wrestling as much as I do. She comes into my office all the time and she's like, "Daddy, what's this?" So I tell her the wrestler. She know who Hulk Hogan is. She know who Logan Paul is. She knows who John Cena is. So that's pretty dope. Um, if she doesn't know a wrestler, she asks me and I tell her who it is. She knows that I met Hulk Hogan before, so she's like, "Oh, you met Hulk Hogan?" I was like, "Yes." She tell me, she's so cute because she's like, "Oh, I miss Hulk Hogan. He died. I miss Hulk Hogan." And I be like, like that's cute, because she's a young kid. She doesn't really know, so it's cute that she's trying to comfort you because she knows you're a fan. So I'll be like, "It's okay, baby. He's with the angels, or he's in heaven. Because kids is kids. You don't want to be like, hey, that's part of life. She gets older, of course, but it's like I appreciate the little comfort that she tries to do. But yeah, like I said, we got Fatal 4-Way, Orton versus Priest, Priest versus Williams, Williams versus Zayn. That's gonna be a sick Fatal 4-Way. Prediction on that one right there, I have to say either Orton or Zayn. Honestly speaking, those are my two picks, but I'm gonna go with Zayn. As much as I would love to see Randy Orton in the big picture again, I feel like that is gonna go to Zayn. Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu. That one right there, it's kind of hard to choose because you got two guys that you know are hungry, but Jacob is more hungry. So I'm going with Jacob on this one. Nothing against Cody. I'm going with Jacob. Then of course you got Women's Tag Team Championship. Ripley and Sky versus Morgan and Perez. Being the fact that Morgan and Perez are teaming up for the first time, I'm going to stick with the champions on this one. I feel that the champions are going to retain, and there's no other way about it. Then, of course, we got the Royal Rumble on January 31st. I believe is Eastern time is at 2 p.m., which that's pretty sick. For the first time, Royal Rumble a little bit earlier. So it'll work out because, like I said, it's at 2 o'clock. My daughter, I'm sure she's going to be with her mom's doing something, and then most likely soon they get dropped off to me after. So I feel like it'll work out. And if it don't work out, then I guess I will have to miss the Royal Rumble until my daughter's birthday is over, and it is what it is. When you're a father, you're a parent, you gotta sacrifice for your kids. So yeah. But for the Royal Rumble, honestly speaking, who will return? Who will debut? And who will go to WrestleMania 42 to Las Vegas? Like these are questions that I ask myself. Like, who will debut? Who will return? And who will be the one to head to WrestleMania 42 to either face CM Punk or Drew McIntyre? Because at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to it. And honestly speaking, I can't wait. I'm going to show you guys some figures here that my son got for me for Christmas. I'm actually going to be unboxing tonight. Here we have Roman Reigns, Minix collectible figurines, Sports 111. Gonna be unboxing this bad boy. Little statue. So sick. Of course, gonna open the bag, baby. I'm gonna take a closer look. Okay. Here we got the tribal chief. Shout out to Ringside Collectibles for these little mini statues. Tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Pretty dope. I know this completely has nothing to do with the figure that I just opened, but it just popped in my head. Who has seen the trailer for Masters of the Universe? I am so excited for that movie to come out. To, don't get me wrong, I seen Masters of the Universe when I was a kid with Dolph Lundgren as He-Man, and I can't say nothing bad about that movie because at the end of the day, when I was a kid and that movie dropped, it was everything. It wasn't to the T, but it was pretty close, and it was good to me, honestly speaking. It was part of my childhood memories, and I don't have no regrets over that movie. And whoever don't agree, it is what it is. I found it entertaining because, like I said, I'm a big He-Man fan. But the recent trailers for Masters of the Universe and the cast and the way it looks, oh my God. I love it. I cannot wait to see that movie. My brother reached out to me today, my younger brother, and he was like, bro, I can't wait. And let me tell you something. Me and my brother grew up on He-Man. We used to watch He-Man every morning. I remember, I think it was every Saturday morning, and we would faithfully get up and watch He-Man. And man, let me tell you something. For my brother to reach out to me and be like, bro, I can't wait to see this, I was like, yo, my brother's excited. I was like, my brother's excited. My brother be like, yo, if he sees a movie that he wants to see, he'll be like, yo, this movie look fire, blah, blah, blah. He was like, nah, bro, I can't wait to see this. So I was like, you know what? I feel you. Because I feel the same way. I'm 42, and I can't wait to see that movie. I got a big He-Man collection in my basement. Before, if you guys follow me over the years in my YouTube channel, I used to have display all my collections in one room. But being that my room is not as big as my other previous rooms, I do not have the collection displayed the way I want it to be. But and I always had this joking around. One day when my boys move out, I'll take one of their rooms and fuck it, use my language. But at the same time, like, I love my kids. I'm not rushing them out. So, the day that does happen, then hey, I guess I'll, move my collection into a bigger space and get to fix it a certain way. Display it differently. Have my GI Joe display, have my Marvel display, my DC display, my Thundercats display because I got a nice Thundercat collection. A little bit of everything. Just display my Ghostbusters, my Masters of the Universe. The only thing that I'm missing is the Great Skull Castle, but I would love to get it or make it myself because I am that talented to do things like that. I just don't try to do things like that. But if you guys have seen my dioramas before, I had done plenty of dioramas. I created the Ghostbusters house. I created, not the Ghostbusters house, excuse me, the Ghostbusters headquarters. I created a base for Swamp Thing. I created I believe a base for Clayface. I repainted my Bane from McFarlane. Like I did my own custom paint job. Like I like to do things like that, but at the same time, it does take a lot of work sometimes, and sometimes it could be fun, and sometimes it could be stressful. So when it gets to be stressful and it's not fun no more, I don't try to do it because if it's not fun, then what's the point, And that's how I look at things. I try to do everything like as for my YouTube channel, the same thing. If it's not fun to me anymore, then what's the point? And I had taken a month off because like I said, life gets to you sometimes. You need time to yourself, and it's like, what can you do? But like I said, we got one more figure here that I'm going to be showing you guys, and there's another Minix collectible figurines, Sports 112, and of course here we have the best in the world, CM Punk. That's pretty dope right now. Honestly speaking, talking about CM Punk, WWE 2K26 showcase, CM Punk. I seen this thing where it shows pre-orders and blah blah blah, and it shows CM Punk, a CM Punk figure. And in my head, I'm like, listen, I don't know how true that is, but if it is true, I need that because, why not? So I seen that, and I was like, I need to get that. And of course, here we have CM Punk out the box, the best in the world. Sick little figurine statue. We got CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Gotta get the other ones. There's a couple of them. Shout out to Ringside Collectibles for making this purchase possible for my son, because my son was the one that got me these for Christmas. So shout out to Ringside always. I love Ringside Collectibles. They always got stuff on sale. They always got stuff, that you need. And they always got stuff that you don't need, but you still want. Shout out to Ringside. Anyway, we talk about Ringside. Let me show you right now what Ringside got going on. The Ringside always got some dope things going on. Switch it up. Let me see. Right now, Ringside got a Royal Rumble sale going on. As you can see, we got CM Punk for 17. That's in the world, though. Fire figure. I like the white. This figure I don't have. I might get because at the end of the day, it looks sick. Obafemi. We gotta get that one. Yes, we do. And we gotta get a Carmelo Hayes. Gotta get me an Obafemi and a Carmelo Hayes. Don't got those, need those. See what else we come across. They got Randy Orton. They got Cody Rhodes. It's fire. Cody Rhodes. LA Knight. Stone Cold Steve Austin. The DX pack. Damian Priest. Look at it right here. Wow, look at it. They got them on sale. $10.99. Nice. Gotta get that. I got a couple of Drew McIntyre figures, but I always like to stay update to them, New clothing. Let's see what else. Like the way this one looks too. 6. When you switch from 1, 2, 3K to switch to 6, I meant to say. Fire. This is fire. I like the way this one looks. Might get this one because, like I said, it looks sick. Let's see what else we got here from ringside that I might find. Who might want to add to the collection? These will definitely like to add. CM Punk looking like SpongeBob SquarePants. Jesse the Body Ventura also. I got some dope stuff. Look at this. Look at this. $21.99. Man. I need this. The one. This is the one with Cole bleeding. Didn't tap out to Bret Hart, just passed out. Gotta get me two. I gotta get two. Look at that. Look at that. Gotta get two. Look at that. So sick. Definitely gotta get two. I like the fact that they got all the details down to pack. That's fire. That's fire. That makes you want to get it for real. Like I seen it, I was like, I gotta get that. But just seeing that right there makes you want to get it even more. Another figure that I would like to add to the collection right here. This one is a must. Definitely a must. When he shaved his head with the mask, that was fire too. Gotta get that one. When this figure first dropped, it was $60. And look at this, $21.99. Gotta get it. $60. If you guys don't believe me, yeah, that's the reason why it's not in the collection, because it was too expensive at one point. Damn, I gotta get me this figure, man. Look, it's $10. $10. I love this figure the way it looks. I love the way this looks right here because it definitely has that Brody Lee, you know, look. Definitely Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor. I gotta get that figure. Brody Lee, baby. Yeah. I like the fact that it has that. So it's very flexible. $10 though, ladies and gents. Gotta get this figure. Got to. Can't go wrong with that. Let's see what else they got here on sale. $10 for that. It makes me like, damn, I need that. Jay Lethal as Black Machismo, $14.99. As a matter of fact, look at Cody Rhodes. Looking like Dial from Street Fighter for real with his dog. But that's a sick figure right there. Cody Rhodes and the dog. You gotta give CM Punk a figure, man, with his dog, for real. Especially the fact that, you know, his dog just recently passed away. You gotta hook my man CM Punk up. Gotta give him a figure with a dog, man, for real. A lot of stuff on sale. You guys are looking to collect for the first time or add to your collection, man. Check out Ringside Collectibles for the best prices, the best services, and best shipping, because I never really had a problem with Ringside Collectibles. Look at this. The Brahma Bull. Gotta get this one too. Like I said, we got Roman. We got CM Punk. We got more to come. We got more to come, baby. So far, we got Roman and we got CM Punk. Shout out to my son for these sick little figure statues. Definitely love them. Definitely can't wait to add more to the collection. Like I said, showing you right now. They got The Rock. It's on sale right now for $10. So far, I found on sale for $10. Look at that. Cody Rhodes, $39. Rey Mysterio, $10.99. But Cody Rhodes looks like he's having a tantrum. So far, we've seen 4. Then we got Rey Mysterio. So far 4. Let's see what else we come across. This is another figure that I'm interested in, with John Cena. Gotta get this bad boy. So sick. Gotta get that figure. Definitely. $26.99 though is like, not bad, but at the same time, it's like, I'll wait for it to lower more. I'll wait for it to drop some more. So I definitely gotta give me that figure. Jacob Fatu. Or just the ring. Figure not included. Okay. Okay, I didn't see this. Why? I didn't even know this. They said the figure by itself. They need to do that for Rhea Ripley too, man. Gotta get me this. Yeah, because a lot of people don't want the ring. Don't get me wrong, it's fire that it comes with a SmackDown ring. But it's like, you know how hard it is to display a ring? Man. Where's my ring at? I got my wrestling ring right here. My big scale ring. That ring is huge, baby. I bet, damn. Love it, you know, but I'm glad they got this going on like this. They got Jacob Fatu for 74. That's not bad. Definitely gotta get me that. Let's see what else they got. See if we come across some more mini figures. Let's see what else. John Cena. Can't see me figure. Damaged packaging, $29.99. Not bad, not bad. They got some nice figures for, you know. But I just feel like $1 less, you know, like, come on, guys. Do better than that. Especially the package is damaged. Like, take out $2 or $3. Ooh, damage. I gotta get this. I want the Great Khali figure. I gotta get me that. Damage. Gotta get that too. So we're gonna unbox it, baby. When I see damaged figures like that, I get them because if I'm gonna unbox them, why not? Why not? What's the point of getting them with a nice box if you're gonna unbox them? Get them damaged. Take all those damaged figures and be like, give me that. 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 Look at that. John Cena figure damaged. I'm gonna unbox it, but come on, $25, you can't do better than that. That's what I mean. I take off at least $2, $3. Rikishi. This is fire. Especially if I'm gonna unbox, I'll definitely gonna get it. Fire. 130 something. Yep. But yeah, man. Fire. Love it. But basically, you know, like I was talking about earlier, that pretty much wraps it up. The biggest moments from WWE Friday through Tuesday. Let me know in the comments who had the moment of the week. And don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe, and keep rocking and collecting what you love with Marvelous Wrestling Collectibles. For more weekly breakdown, reactions, and transformations, you know, just come and chill with your boy right here. Every Thursday, either 8:30 p.m. or 9 p.m., but we definitely going to make it happen, you know. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And like I said, collect what you love. And I hope you guys like this, you know, new setup with the stream and everything, showing you everything that's going on. But yeah, stay marvelous, collect what you love, and see you guys next week. Have a good night. But yeah, hope you guys like these figures. And if you haven't collected or purchased from Ringside Collectibles, make sure you do, because they got everything you need, baby. But yeah, stay marvelous, collect what you love. Have a good night. God bless. Love y'all.